All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump right into it. The first topic I want to go with is the Russell Wilson trade to Denver. I believe this was the trade that they were going to originally offer for Deshaun Watson, but Russell Wilson got it. He moves over to Denver. Seattle gets Drew Lock.
I mean, but he's not bad. He's not bad. He's a developmental.
How long you been
developing? He's been.
For real. Dude.
Yeah, he's been in the league 4 years now.
5 years now.
Well, I don't know about 5, but I definitely say a solid 4.
And then they got a pretty good tight end pick.
I think he's been there for 2 years because he was a rookie.
Drew Lock, no, bro. Drew Lock has been in the league for at least 3 to 4 years.
I want to say 2.
No,
you want to say 2, but
no.
well.
And, he was being talked about his rookie year prior to the COVID year.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's been in the league for at least 3 years. This last one has been his 3rd season.
But then they got this linebacker. I forgot his name. I was reading upon him yesterday. Pretty good linebacker that they traded for him. And then they got.
They got a healthy.
They got I already said the tight end.
Tight end, fine.
Yeah,
and he's a decent tight end.
Yeah, they got a decent tight end, decent linebacker out of it. Drew Lock is the only one. They still need a quarterback. They got a bunch of picks.
I mean, think about it. It's going to Seattle. So, I mean, even Seattle could probably say, okay, I mean, he could be a good, solid backup. He could compete for the starting job. I mean, there's so many things you could do with Drew Lock right now. I mean,
they shot.
And let's not forget, I mean, he hasn't really been relevant lately, but when his rookie year, he was being talked about a lot.
Bridgewater was the starter, so therefore he was the backup to Bridgewater.
Yeah.
The thing about it is,
Bridgewater just found a landing spot.
And so they cleaned house just to make room for Wilson.
Miami.
Miami,
yeah. And I think they got 2 first-rounders. They swapped 4th-round picks.
Well, and of course,
they got 2 second-round picks.
Realistically, I mean, this is all like, how you want to put this? This is like, your long-term grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, right now you're trying to figure out, the base meats and the base vegetables to go with, what you're going to cook.
What meat you're cooking with. And the thing.
And I honestly, I mean, take a look. I like Pete Carroll. I like what he did in Seattle when he first got there, but I think he inherited a really good team, a young defense that became the Legion of Boom.
And he found a diamond in the rough.
And Russell Wilson was able to be the complete quarterback.
Because he beat out Flynn for that job.
Russell Wilson?
Yeah, he beat out Flynn for that job. Remember?
The
one that came from Green Bay. I remember one game he played in Green Bay. He threw like 5 or 6 touchdowns.
Yep.
Matthew.
I think it was
Matt Flynn.
Anyway, and yeah, I mean for me, Russell Wilson was a complete quarterback. Mm-hmm. He didn't have the chip on his shoulder. He actually worked the position. Not only does he have a pocket presence, he is one of the best scramblers in the game. I mean, not necessarily as fast as like Houdini or
he's not as fast as Michael Jackson. He's not as fast as Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson, but he could get away. He can get down the field.
But he's effective.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. He is effective with what he does.
Yeah.
So I love the pickup.
Yeah.
I think that it definitely makes Denver relevant in an increasingly difficult.
It puts the AFC West
on the map,
and it puts them it puts Mahomes on notice that you are not the man anymore.
Because you got to show me Mahomes, Herbert, Carr, and now Russell Wilson.
Yep.
That's the one to watch. That's going to be this season. That's going to be the division to watch.
Definitely like the pickup from Denver. I mean, they did they threw a lot at this. I don't know what they have left, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the draft and also in the rest of free agency. I mean, because look, they have a semi-decent defense, but I still think they need a few marquee players.
I think the defense was top 5.
Yeah, the defense is good. I'm saying little plug-in to make them better, kind of.
Right. Like a better pass rush, but
pass rusher, maybe a linebacker
or nickelback, maybe
cornerback.
But remember they have Patrick Surtain from the draft, so they got 2 good corners.
But also, I mean, what do they have in relationship to offensive weapons? I mean,
so they got a good offensive line. They have Melvin Gordon over there.
Oh, that's right.
And they have Jerry Jeudy, and I forgot the other guy's name.
I still think they need another marquee wide receiver over there.
No, they have to. I forgot his name.
And Juju's available, so that would be a good fit for Juju.
Juju is only good as a second. He's not a.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We're not saying whether he's the first, second, or third, as long as he's on the field. it commands some. It's going to help free up one of the other guys.
I think, like I said, I think
But
it
then
might
he's
be.
gonna want a payday.
Well,
He's going to get a payday
Because
regardless.
at this point,
I would.
at this point in free agency, I mean, yeah, he might wait. But then, the worst case scenario, he doesn't take an offer pre-draft. But then the market's going to be pretty low. I mean,
It's gonna be
unless
saturated
there's a
wide receiver.
desperation.
It's going to be saturated wide
I
receiver.
mean, he's
this time.
gonna Juju's gonna fall to one of these bum teams.
but
like
yeah,
the Jets.
I definitely want to go. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I think this is a good pickup from
I
Denver.
think it's a good pickup
Oh,
for
yeah.
Denver, and it cleared the way for Seattle to go ahead and just. They had already started gutting it when they got
Well, they
the
had
defense.
to.
When they got the defense, they should have started rebuilding right
okay, and this is going to be my question to you guys. So we've seen it, even though not terrible, Seattle actually, even though they missed the playoffs this year, they made the playoffs last year with a 10-6 record.
Yeah.
And I think that with Seattle being competitive even up to this point with what they have, I still put does the blame rest on Pete Carroll or the GM?
And the GM.
Because they did not draft well at all.
Yeah, no.
I would say it goes on the GM more than Pete Carroll, because the GM, for people that didn't know, is the one that created the Legion of Boom with Pete Carroll. So he knows how to pick character. I mean, he knows how to pick talent. But see, the problem is
They're not keep together.
they went and got a Jamal Adams.
Well, it's
from-
hard to keep talent like that together because once they get to that point where their initial contract's up, they rate a bigger payday.
Yeah.
Right, which is true.
I think the only one
But
left
the
was
thing-
Bobby Wagner. He's gone this year.
Yeah,
No, yeah, they released him.
they released them.
So they released him to make cap space. So
Yep.
instead of getting trade value for him,
Yeah.
you had to release him to free up cap. So
Which
you
I
could have been done this
I
2-3 years ago.
Yeah, if they would have done, I think they could have gotten something decent. But I don't think they're not going to get what they need to get out of him to make the trade worthwhile.
Well,
Yeah.
what they should have did was when they traded for Jamal Adams from the Jets,
Yeah.
the safety, you could have traded Bobby Wagner then.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then that way you didn't have to give up so many draft capital to the Jets. That's how the Jets were able to get everybody they got now.
Yep.
Zach Wilson and all them. So
But dang, I mean, but even the Jets. I mean, I know they're young and they've got a lot of talent. They still have a lot of room to grow.
yes, they do.
And that's even in a relatively easy. I can't believe I'm saying this. Easy division, AFC East. I mean,
It's
no,
easy
nothing against
It's
Belichick.
easy
I know
now.
I know Belichick's building something over there, but Bills. I mean, we can see that they're beatable. I mean, still strong, but they're beatable. And when you have the likes of what we've seen out of the Jets, I mean, what do you think? Maybe not a split this year, but definitely a split
Well,
next
you
year.
got then with Miami, Miami getting that quarterback.
Oh, that's right, Teddy Bridgewater.
So now that still puts the Jets at the bottom, but at the same token, they're not that far behind Miami. So
No.
and if they surprise some people this year with what they have, with all those picks they got and all the talent they got over there, they can somehow put it
But
together.
with all the moving parts, obviously, Bills are going to be the heavy favorite.
But then
New
they
England's
can-
going to be
they-
close in second, and honestly, I think it's going to be a closer division than we've seen in the
Yeah.
past. But the AFC East is just not the threat that
I
people
still
think.
say-
the AFC East turned into the AFC South.
I still
well,
say
actually, the South is still the South.
I still say it's still going to be the Bills and the Patriots. The real reason why is the Bills and the Patriots are the only two that have coaching. They
Well,
have good
that's
coaches.
true. Yeah,
The other two have. I mean, I'm not saying anything against. I think his name is Eli, because he was a
We'll
good
have to
defensive-
do that. We'll have to look that up later.
Eli from he was the San
Yeah.
Francisco defensive coordinator. I'm not saying nothing against him. I'm just saying, as a head coach, even with the Jets last year and all the picks you had last year,
Mm-hmm.
y'all still. I think they were what 4-11, not 4-11. What is it? 4 and.
It was something
four-
something like that.
So
and
you're still
13.
at the bottom of the league. Period. Even with Zach Wilson, I think they got a defensive talent. You got all these weapons.
But it goes back to what we said last year about the quarterbacks. Zach Wilson was a rookie. Trevor Lawrence was a rookie. I don't worry about that part. How much did they grow in between, and in the talent they got from the Seattle draft trade and everything? Are they relevant? Will they be relevant? Probably not this year, but give them time to see what happens.
I see the Jets as a growing industry,
Yeah.
right? A growing. I mean, if they allow the coaching to stay there for a while to build
Well,
something,
I mean,
but the Jets are.
with the win now league, that may not happen.
and that And unfortunately, that will be the setback.
But the problem with the Jets is it's the same thing problem with the Dolphins, it's the same problem with the Browns, it's the same problem with all the other teams that are at the bottom. The Jaguars, you have a poor organization. You don't have an organization that supports good leadership. When the Dolphins had Flores, he brought them from a two and whatever team to a playoff contender, and then they get rid of him because he wanted he was going against whatever the owner was saying. Come on.
And don't get me wrong, it's like I understand tanking for draft picks is a strategy.
Yeah.
Not one I agree with, because then it ruins the integrity of the competition.
And there was no need.
There was no need.
You had all the draft capital for the previous years that got you Tua and all the picks you got now.
Yeah, they got a lot.
And so you had a good team that was a playoff contender.
They got a lot of draft picks from Houston. I mean,
I don't need to tank.
Well, I mean, look, once again, we're getting into that thing of this was started by a bunch of owners that had nothing better to do, and so I mean, so think about it. For them, it's like they're scheming. It's like, shit, why don't we just drop a few games?
Yeah.
To them, it's no big deal.
But to the fans,
but to the fans and to the players, it is a huge deal.
And when we're talking about with Seattle, and we're talking about now we're basically talking about Seattle, the Jets, Houston, all these teams that's rebuilding.
Yep.
And you got to find somebody. What quarterback can you put in there? Houston is stuck on David Mills for some reason, and more power to you.
And they just signed a backup QB, Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah, Driscoll
From Seattle.
Yeah. Okay, and like I said,
they want to have a competition.
But I'll say this. But I'll say this. But
QBs.
what I'm trying to say is there are a lot of teams right now that are about to go into a rebuilding process. And then you got a lot of teams all these teams that made the playoffs with the new setup they got. Do we move away from this? Do we try to add on to what we have to build up our team?
Well, Houston was really trying to trade when they because I don't know if y'all heard today, the Browns, Deshaun Watson interviewed with the Browns today, so that Houston might be trading.
Well, that's
might be entertaining a trade with the Browns for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, he turned down the Seattle interview. He did the Saints. He did the Carolina Panthers, and the Browns swept in on the last week.
Atlanta is a new addition.
Well, we're gonna talk about that one on another segment. Okay. But right now, once the Denver trade and the Seattle trade, Denver got what they needed, and Seattle got what they needed to rebuild. Right. I will agree with both of them.
All right. Yeah.
But I will say this. This is the only other comment I'm gonna make about Deshaun Watson. If Denver would have waited one more day, they would have got him. And that's the one they really wanted.
Maybe. Yeah. We already kind of touched on Aaron Rodgers. He signed his deal. He's going to stay in Green Bay. Probably retire. He was
never going anywhere.
Unless, do you think he might be the next Favre? Like where he I retire. Oh, never mind.
That's Tom Brady.
I know that's Tom Brady. Do you think Rodgers will do that too?
Yeah, he's gonna do it too. He's gonna do it too.
Yeah, I mean,
as long as he can still play, he's gonna play around.
We have to look.
And of course, if nobody has heard, Brady decided not to retire.
Yeah. He unretired.
He unretired
because if you look at it, if you're him,
every other year, right? No, seriously. I just saw
for the last 5 years.
I just saw it. Every other year, Brady won the Super Bowl. Yeah. So he lost this year. Next year, his year. Did you keep the dog?
No, she farted.
Oh,
she got him. I was like, he got hit in the nose.
I heard it.
But anyway, every
gas.
Anyway, every other year, Tom Brady does fiddle around with the retirement thing.
So
this is the first time that he's actually said that he was going to retire.
Yeah,
and then backed out of it. Every other time, it's like, give me time to make some decisions.
His wife asked him to take the trash out. He said, what? I'm going to play football.
If you look at it, the reason why he came back, the reason why he undid what he said he was going to do is because you got to look at it. If I was the top 5 quarterback in the league and I'm competing with all these youngsters, why not? Why not go next year? I'm not getting hit as much. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. He's saying, why not?
Yeah,
I'm not getting hit.
Thanks to the rule that was named after him and all those rules against the defense.
And I'll say this here.
I'm telling you this right now.
Fans, look at what he's wearing and listen to that comment. Take it in stride, please.
And you'll thank me later because your favorite quarterback is going to play just an extra longer.
No, his favorite quarterback.
No, I said your favorite quarterback.
I would have rather seen him do one more year in San Francisco and call it a day.
Well, so the funny thing about that, there was a back rumor trade, and they want San Francisco want to stick with Garoppolo and Trey Lance.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why I think that was because with Tom Brady, he needs that motivating factor. Like he's like Jordan. I need something to piss me off so I can come back here and do it again. And then because they refuse, oh yeah, I'm gonna come back another year and show you. You had a couple.
If he'd have retired, that's probably where Deshaun Watson would have landed.
Oh, Tampa?
Tampa,
Possible.
But the other thing was,
that would have been the smart place.
Yeah,
if
for both of them.
yeah.
For both of them.
well, they're
but,
capped.
but as far as Aaron,
I don't know how that would have worked with their.
but as
They would
far
have
as
to
Aaron
get rid of a
Rodgers goes,
He'd have to do a Brady discount.
yeah. But as far as what Aaron Rodgers goes, he never was going to leave Green Bay.
Oh, I know that.
He could sit there and play around with that all he wanted to. He had everybody on these TV networks talking, is he going to stay there? Is he going to go? No, he was always going to stay there. He's going to finish his career there. He's not going to pull a Brett Favre and go to Minnesota. And
Although that would be funny.
If he did do it, then
That'd be hilarious.
I would laugh every game he played. But I don't think he's going to go nowhere. He's going to finish over there, and he's trying to get another. And hopefully, Adams stays because he's going to need.
I honestly think that the shelf life here with Rodgers and Green Bay, if he doesn't get it within the next couple of years,
he should retire then.
Yeah,
it's only.
It's like I give him 2, maybe 3 years, and he may have to take a discount
on the
to get some talent for them to even have a solid roster.
If Adams, if they don't re-sign Adams, he has.
No, they got Adams.
They re-signed him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. He said
Adams.
he said he wasn't going to play under the tag. He said that they got to re-sign him
I think they did.
because he said he wasn't going to play under the tag.
Well, either way it
I don't
goes,
know.
he needs him to even make that run.
I think that was on the website because there was a bunch of free agency signs. Check it out. I think they did.
All right. But like I said, he needs
Is that pretty much it? Do you guys? It's yeah.
Well, that's
and then
for right now.
And then we do the Deshaun one.
We got another segment coming up. We're gonna go ahead and finish this one off right now. Chuck, you got anything to add on anything we just talked about?
No, that's pretty much it. Everybody's
all right. Well, then, since we have a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make a comment on some notable pickups in the free agency. Miami picked up Teddy Bridgewater. They needed a QB, and but New England picks up Brian Hoyer.
Really? He went back.
They will never. I don't know why
he's not even going to play.
They keep him because
here's a good one, and definitely an argument for Deshaun to go to Cleveland. Amari Cooper to Cleveland.
Yep. Now that's the one where Deshaun say, "Okay, Cleveland looking real good."
Oh,
right now.
and here's a good one. Pittsburgh not only re-signed Dwayne Haskins, but they picked up Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky.
God, Jesus. Why is
we already talked about Denver, but another good one. Chargers picked up Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah.
So you got
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville
Let it go.
Right.
Jacksonville had to make cap space.
AFC West is going to be dangerous.
That's
all right,
what that
so
does.
only a few more to mention.
The Bears.
We have Dallas re-signed Michael Gallup, which was needed because they lost Amari Cooper. Giants picked up Tyrod Taylor, which I guess he's either competing or he's backing up.
He's backing up.
He's starting.
I don't know.
He's the starter.
And Washington has got Carson Wentz, which
makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably what Garoppolo.
Unless they're using him as a
no.
trade.
They're the ones that should have waited because after they made the deal with Carson Wentz, the next day.
But Deshaun is not going to play for Indianapolis. He's
not every Indianapolis.
On that note, we're going to take a 5, and we'll be back with some more BS from sports.
All right.
Right.
Right. He was due this year. He's due the current year that we're about to go. I mean, the year we're about to go into. That's 50, and then it's 3 more years after that. So it's 4 years in total. So it's 150 more. It's $150 million extension, basically.
They cap strap themselves.
No, it's $150 million over the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he's making $50 million for the next 4 years.
I don't know. I think maybe some of that might be due to incentives. I'm not entirely sure. All right.
Well,
I thought I was supposed to be in the middle.
You already know. Too late. You're already there.
Too late.
We ain't got to do an intro again because it takes Chuck way too fucking long to do it.
Let me get my alcohol. Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
You drink out here.
He already started, John.
Wait a minute. You're over 21, right? That baby face, it's hard to tell.